Alrighty, so let's talk about the actual next steps that you need to take in this course. And I have listed two things here, so I'll go over them and talk about specifically how they're used and their importance in the class. So, first, you have to provide or you have to create if you don't already have it. Some students already have a GitHub account, some do not. So, if you do have one, pretty easy. All you have to do is submit that GitHub username here. If not, go to this website. I'm already logged in, so let me just log out so I can show you. So this is a free website that you get to sign up to, and what this will be is where all of our code will be held as far as the web. Okay, and we'll learn more in the first week the difference between using GitHub, which is the website, and using Git locally. Okay, so you'll learn about these things as we move forward. But for this first step, you just need to not sign in, but sign up. Again, you may already have an account. If you do, you're good to go. It is going to ask for your email. I don't think this does this anymore, but make sure that if it does ask you for a paid account, say no, you are going to use the free version of this. This is like maybe Twitter or Facebook for coders, and it is a way for you to showcase your work. It's a way for you to have other folks see your work. But specifically, we are going to use it in a little different way because I have what's called a GitHub organization. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. First, just go through this process, create a GitHub username. Okay, I'm not going to go through it here because I've already done it a couple times. But when you get to the end, you will get to the GitHub username. Let me just show you, and you will create it. But as an example, and I'll just go ahead and sign in. My GitHub username, right? I can see it a couple of ways, but I can basically go to here, and that would be my username right there, Bria Waller. So yours will be something different. I don't dictate what you use, okay? But what you need to do is, and that's why I say create or provide your GitHub username. So now I want to tell you what happens once you complete this step. Now, I'm not done talking. I am going to talk about Discord here in a minute. But but once you provide and do this step, okay, now this is part of the week 0 work, which means before you can even work on the first assignment for the class, you have to do this step. Now, once you do this step, I'm going to show you what happens behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, once I get your username, then what I will do is end this course in CIT95 Python. Okay. I'm in the organization course, cool, and I would add people. So, whatever you gave me for your GitHub username, I will then invite you into our GitHub organization. So it's still GitHub. It's just a little space for just this class to share both public and private repos. Okay. Now, here's what I want you to know. First, you can't get started with anything else. Let me just be clear about this. Once you do this, then in order for you to start on week 1, because I lock things until you move through them sequentially, something that in week 1 happens a little differently, and I will explain that. But once you do this step, then week 1 will open up and you can watch this, but you won't be able to finish the work here because I have to add you in the organization. Now, why am I saying this? If you're completing this step like after 6 o'clock at night and whenever, right? Hopefully you do it before the start of this 9-week class. But if you don't, then just know that if you submit it after late afternoon, early evening, I won't see it until the next day, and then you can't continue. So do this as timely as you can. Okay. So as a review, you need to provide or create your GitHub username. Okay. And that's what will be the submission for this item. I use a system. Now I'm switching to the Discord conversation. So Discord is wonderful. I absolutely love it. Most of my students absolutely love it. And so this is a link to join Discord. Okay. And why do I use Discord? I use Discord so that students can interact in real time, both with each other and with me and with Aaron. At this point, hopefully you're going to, actually not yet, maybe this is introduction, but Aaron and I will have a little video where we introduce him. We have a tutor for this class as well, who will be also on Discord. So, it's great to use email systems to ask for help, but sometimes there's just a lag between when you ask and when I get the answer. But if you have, and I know I like this too, if I have been in the middle of something and I want a quick answer, I like to use a real time system. And that's really what Discord is. So, this link will invite you into the Discord server, but let me just show you. I'm going to go ahead and get in. Of course, this is the part where you're going to create your account. So just go through and create your account. And then you will end up, and so there's a code of conduct I definitely recommend checking out. That's actually, you can read it right up here, what that code of conduct is. I use a Python code of conduct, even though I teach other programming languages. These are just really mostly intended for you to get started and interact with anybody on my server, because there are going to be students that have taken my class before on this server, but I specifically have channels for the current students taking classes down below here. So what will happen is when you first come in, you will only see under current FCC students to start here. And so what you're going to want to do is in here, ask me or ask Aaron to add you into the CIT95 channel. That way, when you're asking questions, you can actually ask the whole class. Now, just know that if for some reason, right, you're asking down here and nobody's on because maybe it's way late at night and nobody's up, you can't always come up here because maybe there's somebody that's taken it from before. But primarily, the idea here is for you to ask anybody in the class. So just to be clear, you join Discord. It's not required. It's definitely optional. I highly recommend it. And then once you get there, you will see the start here and ask to join the channel. And you probably can't see these here, but these are locked channels, which means only folks that we add into those channels are in them. So you have the idea there is that it's like a classroom. Okay. All right. So this is not required for you to move on. This is required. I definitely recommend, and you may hear me say when you're asking questions that, this would be a great question for Discord. And having the experience of asking sometimes can be a little fraught with nervousness, just like it would in the classroom. But the more you do it, the more I hope you get used to it. I did provide a little link for just what is Discord. There are other systems that do this kind of functionality, like Slack, like Teams, but I use Discord because I like it. It's open source, and many folks, especially that are leaning towards tech, typically know of or are on a Discord server. Okay, so here's just a review, right? So once you submit this, right, you can go watch this, but there'll be some work in here you can't do until I add you into the GitHub organization. Okay, so again, depending on when you do this one, you will. Matter of fact, if I just, no, I'm not going to do, yeah, I guess I could do this, is look at the student view real quick. Okay, so you can see that this one is locked. I haven't done either of these because there'll be something you've already done to get past this and then this one as well. So things have to be completed in sequence and the weeks don't open up until you finish them. All right, I hope that helps you understand the next steps in this class. Talk to you soon.